Hello, everyone! Welcome once again to Geeks of the Round. I'm very excited today. Of course, we're here talking about the pre-penultimate episode for Breaking Bad, episode 514, Ozymandias. My name is DeAno Jackson. I am your executive producer. Also joining me, as always, Matt Moore! What's going on?
Not much. Another great episode. It kind of makes me feel bad about the show that I'm doing.
Hey, you're about to be doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like, still jealous you called that before I did.
That's because I called it, like, the week it was announced.
Yeah, like a fucking year ago. Also joining us, Isaiah Mullins, man. What's going on?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. This episode, man, makes me excited every time I watch it. Man.
Yeah, it's like an episode like this one is why I like doing this show. Johann, what's up?
Yes. Oh my God, what a phenomenal episode. I mean, I mean, in all honesty, this is like, it's like the writers of this show are constantly saying every week, yeah, now what, bitch? Bring it. Fucking bring it.
Last and most certainly not least, Todd Grundle. What's up, buddy?
How you doing? I had something clever to say, but I forgot, so I'll just concur with Johann over there.
Fair enough. Well, it's like, if any y'all, I'm sure y'all have heard that expression, the calm before the storm, right?
Yeah.
What calm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a storm before the storm.
Apparently, Vince Gilligan has never heard that before in his life. Because this episode was all storm, no calm.
It was never calm.
I mean, just from the jump off, it's like, I mean, yes, it's like, well, we'll just take it back at first, for the teaser. I really liked how they had that flashback scene. It's like, we've seen a lot of flash forwards in this show, but this flashback all the way to the very, very first ever episode of Breaking Bad, the very first cook that Walt and Jesse did out in that spot, at the same spot in the desert where they are now, where this climatic shit happens. And that was about the calmest this episode got, was that flashback.
Yeah, I mean, that was really nicely touched, how they gave us a little flashback of how Walt and Jesse how they grew pretty much as characters, and as their relationship goes. Like, wow. It's like looking in time. Wow.
I was really interested whether they actually reshot that scene or just stole the scenes from the first episodes. Like, I wasn't sure.
I really wasn't either. It was really good, though.
I would say they stole it, because it was like, they had to make the shows like ahead of schedule. So it'd be kind of odd to have Walt have hair and again take off the hair. It's like, he might have a wig on, but they might have stole it, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
in the interviews he's doing right now, he has that same hair.
Mm-hmm.
He has the hair like he had in the first season. Like in real life, he has that hair. Right. So they might have just shot it after he grew the hair back.
So it's entirely possible.
Pretty much.
But let's just go in and jump into this. Like, I'm sure we're going to have a lot to say. And we're going to need to keep this episode at an hour, because this is going to be a fun night.
Yes.
You gamers out there know why. So. But the shootout is over. It's like one of the first things we see. Gummy dead.
Beyond dead.
Actually, before you get into that, let me just say, I called the shit out of this in my wild speculation last week.
So did I.
Yeah, so did you. It's like we both called the shit out of this, damn near from top to bottom.
I called part of it that you did not, however, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
And that is someone's ultimate goal in the show.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there, so I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
I want to say I actually failed. I was right. I said that it was going to happen, but I said everything was going to happen before the credits roll, and it didn't happen afterwards. But that was genius what they did. I didn't mention before, but that was genius with the flash forward, the fading into that scene. Once I realized, I actually didn't like the flash forward at first, but when I saw where they were going, I thought it was excellent. It was brilliant.
Definitely. So it's like, I mean, let's go ahead and hey Johann, wanna go ahead and tip one back in honor of our fallen soldier Hank?
Oh yes, this is for Hank, guys. Yes.
Yep. Go ahead, tip it back. There we go. Wait a second. Wait, you gotta show the shot glass.
Yeah, you gotta show it, man. You gotta show it.
There we go. Yeah, so it's like
Yes.
Nick went out, but it's like he went out on his own terms. Like I love that fact. It's like he didn't beg or any of that bullshit.
Right. That was really
oh my God, he knew exactly what was gonna happen right then and there when he was lying on that ground when he just said, Hank, when Hank said to Walt, you're the smartest guy I ever met, but you're too stupid to see. He already made his mind up 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, that broke my heart.
Was brilliant. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. As Hank was not gonna beg. Like
he was never ever gonna beg.
Even if it could have saved his life, because it was too late.
Hank already knew. Hank knew it. As soon as they said, hey, these guys are DEA agents, that was it.
Yeah, but I mean, Walter tried. He tried his best. I did like that he tried. He really did try very hard, but
he did try. But
yeah.
I'm sure he knew that no matter what he did, Hank was done. That was it.
That broke my heart. It hurts.
Yeah, it actually kind of made me question why I don't even remember his name, but the guy in charge of all of that, why he let Walt go. I mean, he let Walt go, and not only did he let Walt go, but he let Walt go with over $10 million.
I mean, the uncle?
Yeah, the uncle.
I don't know. That's a really good question. Because he gave him all his money, so he gave him the other barrels. That made no sense. Like, I don't get it.
Do you think it was respect?
I think I want to say really quickly. I think because like insurance, like it's like sorry that we killed your brother-in-law. Hope he's still cool.
Sorry,
I killed your brother-in-law and took every single dime that you've ever made in this business, except for this that I'm going to give you out of the goodness of my heart. But we're cool, right?
Yeah, 11 million.
Hello. Sorry, Knuckles.
I was just saying, 11 million is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even still,
80 million he had, ain't shit.
It was 80 million. It's like,
you have to understand that.
I think that's less than we all guessed, by the way.
But I think now we have a good idea of what that flash forward was at the beginning of season 5, part A or part 1, whatever the hell they want to call it.
Well, yeah.
And
exactly what I predicted it was going to be.
But I think that's jumping ahead. No.
Yeah, that's jumping ahead quite a bit.
They've already been jumping ahead. They jumped ahead at the beginning of season 5.
yeah.
But it's like, I mean, the whole reason the whole money thing came into it, it's like, let's get into that a little bit, is because as far gone as Walt is, he really didn't want anything to happen to Hank. The money thing would not have been an issue, would have never been stolen from him, had he not pretty much tried to buy his brother-in-law's life, informing Jack that I have $80 million, you can have it, all of it. It's like, I mean, he was willing to give it all up, all of it, to save the life of his brother-in-law, and that's what I like. Walt has gone off the deep end, and we all know that. He is the bad guy, but there's still humanity in him. He's not like just completely evil dude. His family still is important to him, and he was willing to sacrifice everything that he had done. It's like the whole reason he was doing this was to have money for his family after his cancer killed him, and he was willing to sacrifice all of that. Turn everything he had done for the past year, make it all a fucking waste of time, just to save Hank's life.
Right.
Exactly.
He does more sacrificing. When we get to the later part in the episode, he does more sacrificing if no one can catch on to that epic climactic blammy moment. He does more sacrificing than people let on.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But that's a big jump ahead.
The thing is up until last episode, Jesse, he would have included Jesse in that idea, and because Jesse betrayed him, in this episode, he's all like, yeah, let him go, kill him, whatever you want to do it.
I don't understand
I
why
don't
why he didn't want to watch him die. That bothered me a
No,
little bit.
but hold on. Let's back up a second here, guys. I mean, that whole moment was just amazing. It was brilliant. I think we jumped forward a little too quick. I mean, when Walt's just staring at Jesse the whole time. Jesse's on his knees begging Walt. You see it in his face. Please, please, please. And then Walt just goes up to him and says, like, he just nods to Jack, like, take him, fucking take him.
He says,
And
"Bitches get snitches. Snitches
Yeah, and
get
he said-
stitches."
And then he said, no, I know. No, but then he
Way
just
to
says,
fuck
wait.
that up, Todd.
Then he
Yeah.
says, wait.
It's
the
the
guy.
ice cream. It's the ice cream.
Right, he said. And then Walt just says, "Wait!" Runs up to Jesse, voice being restrained by Jack Skye, and goes, "I watched her die."
And that.
Fucking die.
Yeah.
Oh,
The final
yeah,
admission. The
That
only thing, the only really bad thing that Walt did to Jesse that Jesse didn't know about before, now he knows.
Exactly.
He's crushed him even harder. Like, you saw his face, like, what's the point now? I don't feel like living no more. When he dragged him away, it's like, wow. And
I
that
think
good
he
look
should have
away.
kicked him in the balls right then. I think Walt should have been like, you know what? I watched Jane die. Ball kick.
He does need it, though.
I could have
I think it
saved
would be
her.
great to hear Walt,
But I didn't.
say that to
But,
Jesse.
But then it was a great shot. It was a great shot of Jesse looking back at Walter while the car drives away. Like, that was really, really good. Like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it was good, but honestly, I was less satisfied by that little bit because I liked seeing Jesse broken, although we did get broken again. But I didn't like that look of, like, I thought it was a look of, like, I'm going to get you, Walt, not a look of, I've been totally betrayed by you, Walt, which is what he had walking up. And I wish they would have left it there, honestly.
Oh no! No. It's like the way they did it, I think was the right approach to do it. Is like, yes, at first it was like, yes, you betrayed me, but now it's like with this realization, it's like, okay, you didn't just betray me, you betrayed me a fucking long ass time ago. You've been lying to me for ages, just lie after lie after lie, and yeah, it's like if I was him, it's like I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. I'm gonna get you. Don't worry.
How? He don't feel like it anymore. It's like, what's the point? He gets away with everything. Like Jesse says, like, he gets away with everything. He's like the devil himself.
Hold on, I think he let Jane die originally because he cared about Jesse because she was a junkie.
Yeah, that is true.
I disagree with that.
Me too. I also.
He let Jane die because Jane was a problem to him.
Okay,
He kept threatening him.
Yeah, but also
He
a
kept
problem
threatening-
with Jesse.
Right,
No,
because you go on
this-
drugs.
This happened early enough in the series that I don't think Walt had gone that far over to the bad side. I think he legitimately did it for Jesse. I mean, later on, if it happened this season, of course he did it for his own means.
Nah,
Even
I'm still not
last season.
buying it.
But
That
this
was
like,
that was
dude,
the first moment where he actually started becoming a bad guy. That what really started it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sorry. It's like I can't believe he did that for Jesse. It's like she was a threat to his money. He knew that as long as she was in the picture, that they would keep coming back and get more money because like they still had stuff on him. It's like I don't think he went over there with the intention of anything bad happening to her. But once he saw something bad happening to her, he certainly wasn't going to stop it. And I don't think Jesse had.
I think
that wasn't for Jesse.
I
He
think
was
in
just like-
retros.
He was just like, here. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Walt was just like, here's my golden opportunity. She's overdosing. She's dying if I do nothing. Yeah, I'm not killing her. Like, I'm not actually killing her, but again, I'm not saving her. So it takes care of my problem, but also keeps my hands clean.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to look at it.
I think in retrospect it really seems that way. I agree with what Matt said, and Knuckles too. I think it was good intentions at first, but also in the back of his mind, although was that knowledge, in his subconscious or was it on the forefront of his mind, I don't know. I think it was in his subconscious that it's good for his money too, but I think his primary thought was Jesse, really. He was Walt. He wasn't even fully Heisenberg then.
Right.
me and Todd actually agreed on something when it comes to one of these shows.
Oh god, that's scary.
Whatever
World
meant
is
this
about to
occasion.
split apart.
That's why everybody got silent. They didn't know what to do. They were like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, exactly. It's like you
This
got
isn't
to
right.
agreeing. It's like, man, maybe this is the end of the world. It's not just the end of Breaking Bad. It's like the world is fucking ending. Todd and Matt
The end of Breaking
agree.
Bad marks the
Holy
end
shit.
of the world.
I'm actually going to put this one out there for a question for you viewers. It's like, I want to know what you guys think. It's like, I know it's a long ways to remember back. We're talking about season 2 here, but what do you think Walt's true intentions were? What did he let Jane die to help Jesse, or did he do it to help himself, or some combination of the two? Hit the comments and let us know. We'll read them on next week's show. But okay, yeah. Moving on from there. It's like, anything else on that particular scene?
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
See, that just shows how deep the show is. Like, it's 16 minutes. It's like, I think we're like, what, 6 minutes into the episode?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, and I like the fact that even with all this with all this madness going on, there was still a little time for humor. You know, when Walt's driving back, and apparently one of them bullets hit his gas tank, so he's rolling the fucking barrel along.
Right.
With the music going on. It's like, I mean, as much heavy shit in this one episode alone. It's like just a little bit of levity like that still somehow fits into the whole narrative. What can I say? Vince Gilligan, you're a fucking genius.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I didn't.
You like Dexter. You like the sweet Dexter. So you know what, Todd? You can shut the fuck up. Let's try that plan. I don't longer care what you like and don't like. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
They gave me a biscuit after a year of poop.
I actually saw this as being another, like, Walter White being able to pull off something physically that he should not be able to pull off physically. I mean, he digs freaking huge ass holes in the middle of the blazing sun in the desert. He's able to walk hundreds of miles, maybe not hundreds of miles, but tens of miles through the blazing sun in the desert. He shouldn't be able to do that shit.
Well, he's Heisenberg.
Right.
Yeah,
Get willpower.
I don't know.
Somehow
was able to sort out. All right, but meanwhile, back in the city, it's like Skylar is completely like just freaked out. She has no idea where Walt is or whatever. And more to the point, Marie thinks she knows what's going on because of that phone call thing, but she doesn't know that after she got off the phone, things became drastically different. But for a while at least, she has this power over Skylar, and she exercises it, and I think a very interesting way.
True. That was a really good scene between two sisters who were at odds now and then in this season, or the second half of the season. That was a really good show, the boundary between what's good, what's wrong at times, and telling the truth to Breakfast Boy over there, who pretty much couldn't believe the whole thing.
Pancake.
No,
He missed his
wait,
breakfast.
what about that with pancakes?
That was just a flat out intense scene, honestly. I was on the edge of my seat, so more than just a moment between two sisters. That was a pivotal moment in the series, and they managed to work Marie into it, and then they managed to make Skylar not completely useless in the scene, although not helpful, but.
Yeah, it made me for once not really hate Marie, who I mostly saw as this useless, whiny little bitch. I love the actress. I separate actress from role, so it's like let's not go there. But I really didn't like her character, and in this one it's like, I mean, based off of what she knew, I think what she did was the right thing.
And she did it rather well. I mean, she actually acted for the first time in this half of the season. She acted like a sister. She's all like, you know what, you fucked up, but I'm your sister and I love you, and we gotta, I'll be behind you, and you know what, Hank will be behind you. And I mean, she actually acted like a sister for once.
Yeah, that was a really good scene, and
neither Skylar nor Marie have acted like a sister this entire half season.
Yeah.
As sweet as it was, she crumbled too quick. She crumbled too quick, and I was cursing her out the whole time. I just knew it was all over then.
Skylar's not that strong at times.
Yeah, something Vince Gilligan said is that he wanted Skylar to be like a Mrs. Heisenberg, like to basically be like the female version of Heisenberg, and that was not showing in this particular episode.
Yeah, I just said she lied with that one.
Yeah, that didn't exactly happen, but even I think she did what she had to do. I also really like the scene of Walt Jr.'s reaction to finally being told the truth.
Denial.
It's like,
Right.
you guys are crazy. Where's the cereal? I'm out of here.
Flint out.
Was anyone else actually laughing their asses off when they watched Walt Jr. just being hysterical towards Maria and Sky? Like,
no, I thought I was about to say. I thought he showed some chops beyond breakfast.
Yeah, I really like it.
Good acting on his part.
I really like the acting, and in terms of I was laughing, but I still like the acting very much because what can he do? What can he really say to all his lies and the sea he's been through, not knowing it? I just found
the logic behind you've proven that you're a liar, so are you lying this time or were you lying last time?
I love that line.
That's pretty. I don't know. That's pretty illogical, but it makes sense that he would be illogical in this particular mindset in this particular situation.
It's like, I mean, you just got told that your dad that you love is basically the devil and is responsible for cooking meth and murders and death, and it's like all that's just dropped in your lap. Yeah, his reaction was pretty fucking fair.
Right.
I think so, definitely.
I still believe he's behind the whole thing.
Wait, Todd, I want you to read that comment from Jeff. Read it for the audience.
All right. Jeff from G Plus wants to know, is it bad that I was happy that Marie lost her husband because I hated her that much? Not happy to lose Hank because he was awesome, but fuck her, yo.
Wow.
That's God damn, Jeff, that's pretty harsh.
Damn.
Strong words.
Man.
Strong words.
Good Lord.
Oh man, it's like I guess I had a bad thing. It's like I said, it's like I feel you. It's like I don't like Marie, but as much as I knew, I mean, let's be real. It's like, I mean, the second Hank realized the truth, one of two things were going to happen: either he was going to die or Walt was. Those are the only two ways. One of those things had to happen.
Right.
Like that was a death sentence for somebody, and in this case, it happened to be Hank.
Sad to say.
And I felt for her when it happened, to be real on that one. I definitely, I disliked her in her purple as well, but I definitely was like, man, that's got to be the worst right there. You just had victory in your hands, and now reality twisted on you, and your life is over.
Yeah.
Everything you ever thought and knew is done.
Her victory was stolen from her like a kleptomaniac.
Yeah,
Like
something
that.
she should be slightly familiar with.
And it took her a little bit to realize when Skylar was on the phone with Walt, it took Marie a little while to realize, oh shit, Hank's dead. The only way that she's on the phone with Walt is if Hank's dead. It took her a while to realize that.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second. It's like, before we get to the phone call, it's like, I mean, there was a major scene that happened before that.
Right, we had to talk about that.
Yeah, it's like, this was, to me, this scene, the scene in the house, like after Walt Jr. knows the truth, and they get home and they find Walt there and packing up, and Skylar is demanding to know what happened to Hank. And Walt's trying really hard to avoid answering that, because I think he knew, is like, what happens if he answers that question.
Right. So I think he altered the answer, really. He told him that it was mostly, he put the blame on him mostly, which it kind of was his fault, but he didn't pull the trigger. He didn't really kill Hank officially, because he did beg, but for Hank's life, but he just altered it just to keep them not knowing what's really going on the surface. So, yeah.
I think that if Walt had actually straight out said, okay, this is what happened. I went to the desert. Someone came out, and and Hank chased after me. Somebody was chasing after both of us and killed Hank.
Yeah,
basically, if he said, you know what, I was not responsible, I had nothing to freaking do with it, I tried to save the fucker's life, Skylar might have believed him. But he never tried that.
I think he should have tried to make up a crazy
so.
story like he did with the gasoline.
But
Funny thing that happened earlier.
Well, that's probably what Marie was expecting.
If he told the truth, he would actually sound believable.
But he can't.
At least
It
in
would
theory.
sound believable, but the simple fact of the matter is that Hank would still be dead.
Right. But
And, and the entire reason that Hank died is like, I mean, no, he wasn't directly responsible, but the situation that all of them are in that he created was responsible. Skyler wouldn't have been like, oh, well, as long as you didn't personally kill Hank, I guess everything's okay. Go pack your things, Walt Jr. We'll away to Panama with Dexter.
But I love how he just called Walt on his bullshit. It was like, it was so well played and so well timed that, you know, we're not going to believe you anymore. We're done. We're tired. Once you kill one of our family members, it's like, okay, it's over, dude. It's over. Like, no more. No more.
Well, how did she expect it to end? If Hank was continuing to go after Walt, even after that video, I mean, there was no other way. One of them was going to die at some point.
Right.
And if you're in that situation and you don't realize that, you're deluding yourself.
Right.
Then apparently, I guess Walt was deluding himself for quite some time too, because he really thought that he could save him.
Right, delusional.
I agree. I know you probably meant that as sarcasm, but I think he was deluding himself.
I didn't mean that as sarcasm at all. That was just a statement.
Yeah.
It's like he was absolutely delusional. It's like he's been losing it this entire season. It's like he's not the same Heisenberg that we saw take out Gus.
Right.
Oh no, not even close.
Because he was more willing to take that edge to take out an enemy who was not part of his family, but at the same time, he didn't pretty much give a fuck about the consequences. When it comes to Hank and them, he does care about the consequences, and he's part of his family, so that's what carries more burden towards him. That's why we haven't seen that Heisenberg character lately.
Mm-hmm. I'll buy that. I'll definitely buy that, but it's like, but then also it's like we have Skylar at this point. She has had absolutely enough. She's like she doesn't want him there anymore, and she's willing to fight for it. It's like she drew that knife, and she showed that she was more than willing to use it. And then it's like, I mean, that they're struggling over the knife. It's like, I'll admit, it's like during the knife struggle, I was freaking out because I didn't know what the fuck was about to happen.
Me too.
I was like, oh shit,
Pancakes was
this go either way.
Yeah.
Walt Jr. could get stabbed here. Skylar could die right here in front of Walt Jr.
Hits the baby.
Yeah, it could be anything.
What the fuck is gonna happen?
That would have been fucked up even for this show if somehow the baby got it.
Oh no, that would be messed up.
But you know what? Even before that, it was just as intense almost for me when she was walking up to the counter, like when everybody was walking by and they had the focus on the phone and the knives, and you really, at least I was thinking, the phone. She's gonna fucking pick up that phone and call the cops. And so it threw me for a loop when she pulled out the knife. And
yeah.
I think I watched.
No, because the focus was on the knife. If you paid attention to how that scene was going out, the camera.
I was paying attention to both, but I was like, you know, I really was expecting her to pick up that.
I was expecting her to take the knife and like stab herself or something.
I think it was reasonable to not call the police, because if you call the police, I mean, come on, she will be involved with this whole Hank scenario, the drugs and money and everything else. Like, she'll be also be involved in it as well. So the only way she can do is the only way she can save herself and pretty much her family, not knowing what Walter really does. She pretty much, you know, did what she had to do. Cut the motherfucker. Like, hey, we gotta stop here, man. We gotta stop here. Like, we gotta stop.
And I actually thought Walt Jr. was rather intelligent in that scene.
Yeah,
I thought he was a dick.
Definitely.
Well, he was definitely a dick.
Yeah.
But he still used his brain probably more than he has this entire show in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that scene where
he was just cranky because he didn't get his pancakes. Sorry, Isaiah.
It's like
Let's go.
I can't be mad at Walt Jr. It's like at the end of the day, he was defending his mom. I got nothing but respect for someone that does that.
That was really tough. That was
nothing
really
but
great.
respect.
Right.
But his dad who at that point showed no bad signs to him, was saying, no, this isn't true, this is not true, this is not what's happening, just listen. And the mother pulled the friggin' knife, you know? So, and he just, like, turned it around. He made that decision real quick and rash to just believe his mother. And his mother has been the one that's been acting more erratic in his eyes.
Right.
Jerk Walt.
That was a nice 180 between the whole family struggle and seeing that Walt, just seeing himself and his family just it was just amazing how seeing Walter just saying he has no family anymore. He just destroyed that himself. It's like
It was amazing.
it was like amazing. Like, dude, you destroyed this on your own.
I was gonna say that had to be a tough scene to film because the actor who plays Walt Jr. Is actually disabled in real life.
Right.
So
Well, he has a much minor case of cerebral palsy. It's not as bad as it is on the show, but he's actually pretty. He actually does pretty well, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is he's a terrible actor.
Knuckles remains silent this entire time and then chimes in with that.
But Knuckles has got a point there.
Yeah. I hope I don't get hate mail for this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Good God. But at this point, it's like with Walt Jr. on the phone with the police, physically, blocking his mother from his father. It's like, and Walt finally understands. It's like he's got no choice to get out of here. It's like him getting the fuck out of there. I saw coming.
Right.
Him grabbing the baby before he did that, I did not see coming.
Yeah,
Wow, that was crazy, man. That was ballsy too.
I think it was idiotic.
Did you say idiotic?
Idiotic. I saw absolutely no point to that.
Especially since he dropped it off at the fucking fire department.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really had no point.
He wasn't seen, like, unlike some people.
Well, we're skipping ahead now, guys. We forgot.
I'm skipping the
he
little.
took the baby.
He takes the baby.
Just so he could
takes
talk?
the baby. Huh?
I don't know. He took the baby just so he could talk to his wife?
Not exactly.
That's
exactly.
We're definitely not there yet, right? That's something.
Yeah, we're not quite there because that's a whole other thing. That's actually the second trace of humanity that I've seen from Walt in this episode. But we'll get there.
Yeah. The next scene was with Jesse, locked in that underground cell. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Todd and Jack and all his people. I guess that's their compound over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
him.
the way that whole scene was shot was amazing. They shot it like so creepy. The way it was shot was so creepy and it was brilliant. How like
it was shot like an Eli Roth movie.
Oh yeah, fuck Eli Roth. That's an insult to the show, in my opinion.
Hey, I like Eli Roth.
I remind me of Silence Land a little bit.
I would say, but whatever. I would say more along the lines of Clive Barker-ish. But anyway, the way that scene was shot, where Todd just drags Jesse out of that fucking cell, brings him into the room, and you think he's gonna kill him, because you think he's
and
gonna.
He was wearing leather and
him.
had pins in his face.
I knew why he was being taken in there because
I knew too.
Shit out of it.
And they just chains him up to that thing on attached to the beam on the
ceiling.
Know. And then then Jesse just notices the picture in the corner, walks over to it, and it's what's her face in Brock.
I want to make it clear. DeAno did call it after I did. We watched last week's episode.
Yeah,
I'm the one who pulled that out of you.
Only because I went to you with the wild speculation first. If any of you read IGN, I explained out entirely what I was going to say that morning.
Oh, okay.
That Jesse was going to get kidnapped and forced to cook for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was so plausible too, because they can't use Walt at the time being, or for some reason, because they got some bad blood, because they killed his stepbrother. I mean, not stepbrother, but killed his brother-in-law, and they use someone else who's nothing to Walter now. Like, okay, let's use Jesse Pinkman. He's close to Walter, so let's go with him, because he does know the formula by heart. So.
Well, that's just it. Is I don't know that they know that. I don't know that Todd knows that Jesse knows the formula perfectly. I think they're auditioning in their minds. I think they're auditioning Jesse.
Yeah, and if he fucks, and if he screws up, they're just gonna kill him.
Anyway. I think Todd is smarter than we all know. Obviously, he is.
Yeah,
I think they know. Yeah. I think they know just how well Jesse can cook.
Yeah.
And once Todd learns,
maybe a
once
psychopath,
Todd learns,
but he's not an idiot.
Right.
No, it's been said like Jesse could cook just as good as Walt.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah.
But I think the real question is he going to cook as good as Walt, or is he going to try to fuck it up? Or no? Well, who knows?
If he wants Brock and his mom to live, he's going to cook as well as he can.
He's going to cook his ass off.
Right, because I thought, the first thought I had was this guy's going to make a chemical explosion, or that's what I would do if, something. But then I saw the picture and said, nope, he's screwed.
He's very screwed.
And it was just creepy how that entire scene. I'm sorry to interrupt, Matt, but it's like I just wanted to point this out. It was just freaking creepy because the entire time that between bringing him out of that cell and chaining him up in the meth lab, Todd didn't say a single word the entire time. I mean, it just his silence and his matter of factness about everything was just. Did that come across to anyone else, or am I?
No, it was very good because he was not really. He wasn't really rushing Jesse to that the meth lab. He was actually kind of gentle and more of a kinder Todd before bringing him to his ultimate doom, really. So I think that was really played out.
I don't know if it was kindness more. It was more just like, come on, get up.
Generosity, really.
I think generosity. It's just like, you're fucked. I know you're fucked. You're about to find out you're fucked. So just get up. Come on, get up.
But he didn't rush him. He didn't tell him. He didn't really push him along to it. He just actually walked into it. And it's like, okay, have fun. You're fucked forever.
My thought is, and I know we're not into wild speculation, but this is just to counter what Todd was saying earlier, is I don't think he makes things explode. I think he just straight out kills himself. Because if he kills himself, there's no reason for them to attack.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
There's no reason to attack Brock and his mother if he's dead. So he just kills himself, and then they have to go after Walt again.
Well, that's kind of odd if he wants to kill himself. Like, why would he kill himself if he knows Brock and his mother are in danger? It's like, that kind of weighs on Jesse's moral.
I don't think he'll kill himself.
They're not in danger if he's dead.
Me neither, Knuckles.
I don't see it.
I don't think that's going to happen yet either. But it's like, we're getting into wild speculation, and we're too early for it.
Right.
It's like, I realize I wants to go there because we got 2 episodes left, and this could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, let's talk about that scene. We must talk about before the whole fire truck thing. We got to talk about that now.
Yeah, it's like, let's go ahead and skip to the phone calls. Like it's like Walt calls, says, are the police there, and blah blah blah. Well, no, the police aren't there.
Of course, Skylar, lying bitch, says no.
but
Walt knows this.
There is no way in hell that Walt did not know the police were there.
Exactly.
Were y'all paying attention to that conversation?
Oh yes, very
that
closely.
conversation was very carefully crafted by Walt to alleviate Skylar of all responsibility.
Even though she
in this empire.
Yeah, he did. It was his fault, though.
Very careful about it.
Right.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, it was all in that.
You saw him crying as he said what he did. He was crying. I mean,
he was taking.
Wait, was mad about the disagree? Was mad about the disagree?
No, I was just saying I need to rewatch that scene because I didn't get that at all.
Yeah,
so then you are sort of disagreeing.
I didn't figure it out. I was like, I didn't figure it out until the second time I watched it. I will admit to that. But it's like but that's when I started. It's like I started actually paying attention. It's like, I mean, he was making himself out as the bad guy. Right. I am the bad guy. Yeah. I did this alone. Me. Yeah. Nobody else.
He said that for himself again.
Again, I just want to say that, of course, of course he was doing that to relieve Skylar of all, connections and wrongings. Yeah, but at the same time, I couldn't help but feel that he genuinely had anger towards her because she was being an ungrateful bitch. Though. I hated Skylar all the way through season 2 and 3.
I have to completely agree with DeAno here because I caught it actually right away. I'm special. At first I thought okay, Walt lost it. He just lost his friggin' mind, and this series is going in a weird direction now. And then once I heard what he was saying, I turned to my girlfriend. I said, "You realize what's going on, right?" She says, "No." And I said, "He just absolved her of all guilt." He just literally made her safe. He just
Right. He still loves her. That's why he sacrificed himself even more further with that
Oh
phone
no,
call.
I
He
wasn't
didn't
disagreeing.
mean one word. No, but I'm disagreeing with you saying that he meant it. He did not mean one
No.
word that hatred.
Well, yeah, okay.
But
No,
he
I
should
wasn't
have.
disagreeing with
He
DeAno.
should have.
Yes, I agree with that. He should have.
I wasn't disagreeing with DeAno. I agree with that's what he was doing, but I just felt that there was some truth into when he was calling her ungrateful, because, you know.
That was true, though.
There might have been some truth to it, but he used that to
Right,
do
no, of course.
He's
Of course.
fucking Heisenberg.
And that's why I say he was smart for taking the baby. That's why he did it, to ensure that the police would be there. For an Amber Alert like that, absolutely. After the phone call that Walt Jr. made, taking that baby would guarantee that the police would be there. He needed the police there, and he needed them there that day so that he could make this phone call, so they could have him on tape saying that it was all him. She had absolutely nothing to do with it, and disappear.
Right.
See,
The phone call was also confirmation for Marie that Hank was dead.
Right.
Yes.
That's all he had.
I think that was more incidental.
He was missing. They're going to come up as missing because he said that's what happened to Hank. Even though he didn't really say himself that Hank is dead on the phone call, but it gives Maria that sense.
Implied.
Yeah, it gives Maria that sense.
It was strongly implied. He told him that they'd never see Walt again.
Right.
Yeah, Marie knew it then.
A lot more meaning than that.
It can mean anything they want. The police might not think like, okay, he's missing. Maria thinks he's dead. Like, again, that's two different mind links.
Yep. And then he even threatened Scott, or saying it's like if you cross me, you're going to end up just like him. He's making himself out to be the ultimate bad guy. He went in the full, overblown, super Heisenberg mode to convince the police that she had nothing to do with anything. He took all of that on himself, and that was his last act that he could do for his family.
The only act,
Right.
really.
Actual human act.
Right.
I thought that was such a spectacular scene.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, I mean, I'm not special like Todd. It's like the first time I honestly didn't get it. I honestly didn't. It's like I agree with like your first interpretation, Todd, where you just thought he just completely lost his shit. That was the interpretation I had that entire time until the second time I watched the episode, and that's when I started catching those subtle things, the tears, and exactly what he was saying and what that would mean, given that the police were there, which he had to have known because he's Walt. Even he's not that far off the deep end to know that the police weren't there. It was such a masterful scene. And the reason why is, like, I mean, there's two different ways of interpreting it like that. Is because that's one thing I love about the show. It doesn't treat you like you're an idiot. It doesn't explain every single thing to you. Some things you just have to figure it out.
Right. And also, really quickly, that's how the intro did as well. Like, it did with Jesse and Walt as well, but it also did with Skylar and Walter when they had that conversation about the baby and everything. That made a reconnection to it as well. That whole conversation about them being excited for the baby, and also at the same time, at the phone call with the Amber Alert and everything else, they also mentioned the same thing about the whole situation. So that was a really good circle back.
Right. Well, I wanted to point something out about the series. Is that Todd was telling me a while ago that there was a theory that the episode from season 4, the episode The Fly, when they're trying to clean the fly out of the out of the cooking room.
Oh yeah, the bottle episode.
Yeah. Well, there's a theory that episode was meant to be a representation of the entire series from beginning to end. And at first I thought that was a little like okay, but if you notice in the season finale of season 5, the first half of this season from last year, the last episode, when Walt is sitting in that office room of the exterminator place that they got us the front, he's staring at a fly on a desk lamp in the office, and it's flying around. And then Todd walks in and he says, okay, time to go or whatever. And then Walt gets up, and as he gets up, the camera fades out of the fly and then fades in on a poster on the wall of different species of flies.
Okay.
I thought that was a hint.
That sounds
Right.
that was out there, but okay. I can see
I think
that.
the theory actually the theory was that he was so driven, I guess, to get to his thing that it would create his ultimate demise. I think that's what, if I remember correctly.
Exactly. And I think that little hint from the end of season 5 last year, I think that might be saying that theory may be true, because now with him, what? Well, okay, I'll wait till speculation.
I think that's clever, but Breaking Bad isn't really a show that does subtlety like that.
Right.
This ain't. God, I say this on the show all the time. This ain't Lost.
Right. This is not Lost. This is another different story.
This is Breaking Bad. It's like when these writers want you to know something, they're kind of in your face about it.
You make sure you remember it too.
But it's like, I mean, that's a very creative theory, though. It's like, I mean, I do like hearing that. All right, we're about 15 minutes until the end of the show. It is wild speculation time. It's like, excuse me, I'm gonna put out a wild speculation right now. It's like, here we go. Okay. Jesse kills Todd. Walt kills Jack. Jesse kills Walt. That's all I'm saying.
I have to go with my old wild speculation that basically Walt breaks out the guns and is pulling a Scarface on Jack. Like my original version of this theory was pulling a Scarface on the DEA, but no longer the case. I think he's going to do it against Jack and his crew. I think that's how the show's going to end.
Awesome.
And they're probably not going to show whether he survives or not, to be honest.
That'd be a good one.
Happen. The Nazi.
Oh, that better not happen. That better not happen. Sorry to interrupt you there, but they better fucking show what happens.
Oh, man.
Yes.
All right, Knuckles, what you got?
Okay, here's what's going to happen. In the next episode, we're going to find out that Walt's finding out that the Nazis are cooking the blue again with Jesse's help, because only Jesse knows how to cook it. So that's going to start the whole thing where we saw at the very beginning of the season where he goes in, gets the gun and the ricin. He's going to eat the ricin himself before he goes in guns blazing to make sure that he dies. Meanwhile, and I think he's going to kill Jack and Jesse, and then all the money that he has left over is going to be like sent to Skylar in the mail or something. The end.
Interesting.
I like it.
I like that.
Okay.
My speculation is that yes, Walt will catch wind of Jesse cooking for them, for Jack, and then he buys the M16 to try to face them, to kill them all, and to get his money back. I'm not quite sure why he would use the ricin for quite yet, but once he kills Jack and Jesse and all of them, he meets up with he gets reunited with his family, and they all have pancakes for dinner. And Walt Jr. is amazed because he can't believe they're having pancakes for dinner.
That's a good one. I would pretty much have to say, once Walt gets the wind of Jesse cooking, I think Walter is gonna have like he's gonna feel bad and gonna look for redemption, of which that redemption is gonna be like saving Jesse. Really, he's like. The whole killing him thing. I mean, it sounds plausible, but I don't think he would do that. Because, come on, he still has...
I don't think he has an ounce of... I think he completely hates Jesse now after... Because to hit in his head now, he's like, it's Jesse's fault that Hank's dead because Jesse involved Hank in it. You know?
Oh, wow. You just made me figure out my wild speculation, actually.
I didn't even think of that part.
I think, and also for the whole Jesse and Walter thing, I think they have their final goodbyes. I mean, that's going to be one of those things that I want to see really badly. Like, they have their final goodbyes, and like, I think Walt might eat the ricin and let Jesse go, because, come on, in all honesty,
I don't think so.
I don't think, no way in hell Walt can pretty much walk out as unscathed. I mean, Jesse still has more chance to walk unscathed because the DA doesn't know nothing about him whatsoever, and so it's his chance to pretty much live his life like Walt told him always to do. Now this is his chance when he's like saves him, like it's like the whole Scarface / Rambo situation. Like, oh, I'm going down with everyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing is we assume that Walt's doing something by himself, but we don't know if he's hooking up with another crew, and it's going to be a new crew versus Jack's crew. I mean, it could be not just him by himself.
I don't think
He's
so.
got $11 million.
It'd be not enough time to do that part. Like, oh, Walt has a new crew. I don't think that's not enough
It's
time.
like 2 months after his 51st birthday. He's got like 10 months to work this shit out.
Remember, he's Heisenberg. He can pretty much do anything he wants. He can call the police in. That's all I can think like for backup. But overall, I can't really see much of him getting the crew except for the police.
No, it's not. It's not that far ahead.
The whole scene, the flash forward, is his 52nd birthday, and they barely celebrated his 51st in the storyline.
Yeah,
Well,
wasn't it his 51st at the very first episode?
No, he was celebrating his 52nd at the beginning of the episode, and then in the second episode.
No, I mean season 1.
That is 50th.
No, it's his 50th.
Yeah, and season 1 was his 50th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this whole series takes place within the span of 2 years.
I honestly.
Go on.
Well,
I was
Go ahead, man.
No, I was actually going to say, before I forget, because I actually already forgot what Johann said that made me. I think I cracked the code here because Johann said something that made me say, well,
he said that Walter blamed Jesse for Hank dying.
Yeah, basically, because he involved Hank in the situation.
Yeah, and then Isaiah said that he was going to save Jesse, right? Is that how that went?
Yeah.
However that went, so that made me
He said
think,
he was
wait a
going to
minute.
let him go, not save him.
That made me think, who's left to save? And then I thought, Jesse tries to escape. Jesse dies. So the Nazis want the blue. And the only thing left for the blue is Heisenberg. They need Heisenberg, so they get the family. They get Walt, they get Junior, they get Skylar, they get the baby, and that's who Walt's trying to save.
I can see that too, because they will do anything to get that money and blue. Because they ain't going to say, it looks kind of blue. It looks kind of blue if you tilt it the other way. Like, dude, it's not blue.
And that would explain who spray paints the house. Because that factor kind of seems to be getting missed in the theory. Somebody's got to spray paint that fucking house.
Or burn it. Or
And the band, yeah.
That's true.
That's true. That's a good point. There's a lot of different ways this could go. We got 2 episodes left. As much as it breaks my heart to have no more episodes of Breaking Bad, it really is, because this is, I think, one of the best shows television has put out in a long time.
Yeah.
It's going to break my heart to see it go, but I can't wait to see how this one ends.
Yeah.
At least they're ending it fresh. At least they're not dragging it out like fucking Dexter.
Unfortunately, you're very right.
It's like, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything before we wrap this up?
Besides pancakes, nope.
I think the license for Jesse. It would be poetic.
It would be.
That
would be awesome.
Interesting.
It would definitely be an interesting theory. It's like, in any case, we have 2 episodes left to find out how this epic story is going to end, and Geeks Around will be there with you with it all of the way. 2 episodes left. All right, so if you have anything for us, you can always hit us up at geeksofaround@gmail.com. Don't forget to, of course, visit the site at geeksofaround.com. Also, most importantly, to make sure that you're seeing all of the new episodes that we're going to be doing in the future, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Blacklist, American Horror Story Coven, and Season 4 of The Walking Dead. You want to make sure you subscribe to our new YouTube channel at youtube.com/geeksofaround. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Grand Theft Auto 5 isn't going to play itself. There's some of us here that are looking very much forward to that. I'm about to actually leave right after this and go pick my copy up. But we will see you guys next week for the penultimate episode of Breaking Bad.